Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. This is the afternoon of July 26th. The title of today's video is How to Make a Square Pie Plot. Okay, so I'll begin with a joke. Uh, a young man who's raised on a farm goes away to college. He comes back to visit his family, and his dad says, "Well, son, what did you learn at college?" And then his son kind of thought, and he said, "Well, pi r squared." Well, his grandfather overheard the conversation and says, "Well, that's not very smart. Everybody knows that pie are round and cornbread are square." All right. And so this is why today's title is How to Make a Square Pie Plot. So let's come over here to LinkedIn so we can see exactly what prompted this video. Because a lot of times, if you follow along, something prompts me to do a video. Okay, people. Stop using this plot. Okay, this is what's called a tree map. But the reason I say it's a square pie plot because it basically shows the data in the same way. It shows it shows the slice in proportion to the size of the variable that's being displayed. Okay, the difference is this is a square slice. Okay, and a pie plot uses a rectangular a triangular slice, but they essentially display the data in the same way. Now, needless to say, let's see what this notification real quick is. Okay, okay, okay. So let's begin. Our data for today's session is, well, is what? Is Let's just close this so we can actually start from the complete beginning and see what's going on. I'm actually going to be accessing the SQL Server database directly from Power BI. And that's one of the nice things about the free desktop version of Power BI. You can't access databases directly without importing other data. So let's go over here, get data, database, okie dokie, database, SQL Server, connect, database. Okay, now let's just take a look here. We're looking down here for something. Superstore, maybe? Orders, load. And for the sake of simplicity, we're actually only going to keep the rows we actually need. Okay, so we don't need this. Let's remove. Let's change this to just the regular date. And we don't really care at this point about any of this section over here. We don't really care about this date at this point. Okay. Let's change this to decimal. Let's change this to decimal. Let's change this to decimal. And let's change this to decimal. Shipping cost. Okay, there we go. So now let's do close and apply. Okay. And what we're going to be comparing here, we're going to be looking at, for sake of simplicity, quantity by category and subcategory. Okay. So let's do this. Let's see, category and quantity. Well, that looks reasonable, doesn't it? Okay. Let's see, come over here now. Let's see if we can find the detail labels, legends, slices, rotations. Okay. Now you can look at this and just looking at this visually. Which one of these two plots, which one of these two slices is bigger? Okay. To me, that's not obvious. Okay. Let's look at our second choice, tree map. Let's put this up here. Okay. And once again, we're going to do category and quantity. All right. Let's come over here now. Data labels on. Okay. And let's do one more. Let's do the old tried and true column method. Okay. Category and quantity. Okay. Now, so that's not too bad. Um, obviously, let's be honest. Obviously, bar plots are best. Although in this particular case here, okay, and on this thing here, it is kind of hard to tell. Okay, office supplies has the most. If we look up here, now to me, I guess this slice is a little bigger here, just barely. Okay, so that's not bad. We got quantity total for each category up here. Now to me, uh, this looks a little bigger. Okay, but even on this pie plot, on this bar plot, let's change. Let's go to. Okay, they can see here. This is actually very similar. Let's change What about instead of category? Do subcategory. Nothing. I have no idea how I did that. Let's change. Let's change quantity to sales to sales. Okay, sales is a much better example. Let's change quantity to sales. Now, to me, it's obvious that technology is larger than furniture. Okay, and office supplies, right? 3.7, 4.7, 4.1. To me, this is obviously smaller than these. Okay, if you look over here, you can see that these three wedges to me look pretty close on sales total. Let's go over here. We did sales. Okay. 37%, 29%. So these are actually fairly close in a slice. And that's the trouble with the slice. It can be fairly small to see things, okay? Of course, let's just do a bar plot. And we want to say category and sales. Now you can see here, this confirms our thought. Furniture is larger than office supplies, okay? One, two, three. Again, in most cases, a bar plot is better than a any other plot for displaying categorical breadth. We have three categories here: office supplies, furniture, uh, technology, and I think in either Tabula or Power BI, these are the categories are called dimensions. Again, this dimension here category has three repeating values in it. Okay, so that's not bad. But let's say, for instance, we want to add in the subcategory. Let's do stack plots. Now, which one do you want to do? So you can see if we add the subcategories, the bar plot gets more difficult to understand. Even if we do and this is even more confusing in this case, okay? So my question to you is, which one of these three plots is it easier to understand the it's easier to understand the subcategory data, okay? Which one of these three plots is easier? We look over here, look how thin some of these slices are, okay? Let's just do something. Let's just try to move this over. Okay. Even so, look how thin some of these slices are. Look how thin some of these slices are. Okay. So from a visual standpoint, which of these three plots do you think better displays the subcategory? Well, I would say it's obviously this one here because you can clearly see the categories and the values in each category. Okay, this is okay, but it's not great either. Let's just move this back over here. Let's just go ahead and add a cluster part. We got category, we got sales, and we got subcategory. Okay, and we can do this. Okay, all right. Well, this clearly shows the three categories in the order. Okay, so what I want to suggest is that in some cases, clearly the best choice is a tree map, or as I like to call it, a square pie plot. Okay. So anyway, thanks so much. Again, this is another very brief 15, 16-minute videos. Be sure to follow me on Twitch, 9 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll catch you back hopefully later on this evening.